Hello guys, my name is Shadow Dragon and welcome back. Today I am doing part 2 of a barn tutorial I started about a week ago. Make sure you watch all the way through and you can subscribe and drop a like now, or you can do it at the end. Shows a bit of support and it shows that you are enduring or have enjoyed. So other than that, let's get straight into it. Hello again, I am back. Yeah, it's been a while. I've had a bit of a tough week and some things have gone on, but today we're getting back into it and I'm so ready. Right, so coming over to this side, we're actually going to copy that side over to here this time. So what I'm going to do is show you the basic design. You're going to come out 3, place a block, 2, place a block, 2, place a block, and then you're going to come out 2, place a block. So it should be 3, never mind. It should actually be 3 space of the 3 blocks, place a block, another 3, a 2, a 2, and a 2, and then a 3, a 3, a 3. So what you should have along the thing is 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. And then what we're going to do is on each of these we're going to build up by 4 blocks. So what you're going to do is come around to the first of the 3 here. I've actually changed size, but it doesn't matter. You can place 2 stairs here and here, and then you're going to come underneath and place 2 slabs, one there, one there. Then you're going to grab a trapdoor and actually place it on the bottom of the stair. Then coming up over to the top, you're going to fill this back bit in with wool, but you're actually going to leave a 2 high gap for a window, so it should look something a bit like this. You're then going to grab glass blocks, put them in there, and then you're going to grab your stairs again, put 1 here and 1 here. Then you're going to put a trapdoor again at the bottom, well, technically the top of the stairs this time. And then you're going to go ahead and grab your secondary wood fence posts and put them in there. This adds a bit of structural support and a bit of depth to the actual build. It kind of also plays in with all the other stuff we'd added previously. Now this 3 wide one actually fits into all the other 3s this side and the other side, so you can just replicate that in all of them. We're actually going to move on to the 2s now because these are slightly different. So first of all, you can place 2 stairs at the bottom here, and then 2 stairs at the top, just like this. And then in the middle, you're actually going to place fence posts. It just kind of adds to the rustic sort of like medieval look. Now we're actually going to do a bit of symmetry work. So we're going to put 2 stairs at the bottom on either side here, but, well, actually we're going to put 2 stairs on the top, obviously continue that. But this is where it gets a bit symmetrical. So we're actually going to grab our trapdoors first and go ahead and on this side place 2 up like this, and then 2 going inwards like this. But then you're going to replicate this to the other side but mirror it. So this side, the trapdoors out will be going on this side of the thing, it's on the right side, and the ones on the going inwards will be on the left side. So you've got sort of this symmetrical look. It looks quite cool. You can actually have them to one side or both going into the middle. Again, you can have a bit of creative freedom. We're actually going to put glass 1 block back because you can't put glass blocks in with the trapdoors because it already counts as block technically. And then we'll come back to lighting for all of this. So now what you want to do is copy that 3 block section to all the other 3s. So it is actually now daytime. For some reason, some of the footage got deleted in the mix, but I'll show you the changes that I've made. So we'll head in a bit closer, yeah? It's looking pretty good and it adds a lot of depth and a bit of detail to the whole thing. It looks really cool, to be honest. So just in between all of the logs, we've got some fence gates, and then on the corners we've got some stone brick walls. Above the logs there we've got the stone walls as well, and down at the corners we've got the stone walls. And this fence gate pattern runs all the way along the side. In between the wall here we've actually got some fence gates of oak wood actually. It kind of just like makes it look like the walls sort of tied into it. So actually what we're going to do now is on all the corners put cobble walls like this, and then we're going to build up probably with some fence posts. So you actually want to get rid of that one log on the ends there and put this stone wall in. And then this should be done on all 4 corners. Then what you want to do is grab your secondary wood fence and actually build it all the way up, and then go and do this on every other corner. So now that that's done, you can actually see that we have copied the 3-block wide pattern to all of the others. And I have actually put lighting behind as well. The lighting is quite easily. You just put either frog lights, glowstone, any lighting block on all sides of the glass just to hide it. And I've actually set a room about 2 blocks back from the fence so it doesn't connect to the blocks behind it. And it adds just a bit of depth to the build once again. This looks really neat, and I'm actually going to show you how I did the other bit. So we're going to come in under all the 3s with these cobble walls, and actually under the 2s we're going to put trapdoors instead, because I just don't think that joined cobble walls look too great. And then we're going to put cobble walls under each of these, and this is where it gets a bit cool but also kind of weird. So you put cobble underneath all of the stairs, even the 2s as well, doesn't really matter, but under all of the stairs that go here, and this is the cool bit. Because cobble walls and any walls are actually technically 1.5 blocks tall, it makes the fence posts or fence gates sit higher up, and it makes this for some really like cool but also quite short arches. And this is where I might build extensions for like a stable, etc. But you just want to do this all the way across under all of them, and again it just adds depth, a bit of structure to the build, and it looks insanely cool. And also down the backside I've done in between all the logs just fence gates. This is of the secondary wood, and then obviously we've got a cobblestone walls underneath all the wool bits as well, and then the fence gates in between all the wool bits too. So yeah, everything looks really cool. So now actually coming over to the front, we're going to fill this up with fence posts all the way. That looks alright in my opinion, and then we're just going to do the same over on the back here. So 6 fence posts in here of the secondary wood type. I'm using spruce and oak because they go well together. The logs sort of like match the actual spruce wood. Then just coming to the back bit here, I think we're going to add a bit more detail, but actually just adding in some stone wall. I think that looks okay. So we'll actually put some trapdoors underneath here, and then just chuck these last 2 walls in just like that. Again, bit of detail, bit of structure, bit of depth, and just overall clarity as well. So what I'm going to actually do, one little detail, is add in sort of like support structures under all these cobble walls here, just like this, like we have in the corners. Adds a bit of depth and detail. So as you can see, I've done this under all of them, and now the other side as well, and it's looking pretty cool. Now we're actually going to move on to the roof. So once again, like before in all the other layers, we just clamp all the way across with logs and just repeat this to the other side as well. So I'm actually using copper for my roof because I feel like it contrasts quite well with the whites and the browns I sort of have, kind of mixes in the flow a bit. And in my actual survival world, what I might do is build it first out of regular copper blocks and let it oxidize. But I've actually got the waxed versions here just to build with. I've also got some warped planks, stairs and slabs, because again they sort of like play into the bluish sort of texture or color or gradient of the roof that I'm going for. Now with this roof, I'm going to do an overhang, but I'm actually going to cut this whole bit out because I want you guys to have a bit of creative freedom over how you make your roof curve up. Now the one thing I will say is that it needs to meet the points at the top, which is why we sort of have those bits that go up on the front and the back. So they need to meet up the top. I want you to make your own sort of curved roof, and I'll meet you up there. So my version of that is actually now done, and I'm thinking it looks quite cool. It's going to be quite curved, quite circular when I actually add in a roof. Now what I'm going to go for here is actually, I'm going to sort of build it into the middle. And again, I'm actually just going to cut away for this bit because I want you guys to have creative freedom because your roof is going to look different. But what I'm trying to do here is go in and up by 1 block on all my roof bits that I'm going to add in. And again, all of these blocks that I've used, you don't have to use these blocks. You can use any gradients, any sort of roof blocks, any color blocks. You could use like the complete bottom bit that I've done, so the actual barn bit, and then just do completely different roof blocks. I'm either going to time-lapse or cut to the next bits. But yeah, I'll see you when my roof is done. My roof grading is actually now done and it's looking pretty good. You'll see it in a minute. What I've done is actually come over to the back here and I've made a bit of a gradient. So it sort of comes with white at the bottom and some concrete at the top. I've actually mixed in some iron this time and it's actually the same as the gradient down at the bottom. What I'm doing now is just coming in and adding a bit of Tudoresque sort of style to this thing. And I've actually put in some deep slate as well, adds to the slightly darker aspects of the piece, and it's looking quite good so far. Again, these bits are optional, and the way that you do your roof and the rest of this is completely optional, because the thing is, with my tutorials, well, except for the farm ones, I want people to have a bit of creative freedom on how their builds look compared to mine, because I don't want people to build exact replicas of mine, because then you don't really have any creative freedom with your own world and it might not fit. That's why you can use any blocks, you can change the shapes of this thing, the proportions, it can be massive, it can be tiny, but you don't have to copy everything exactly. I've used deep slate bricks here with some spruce fence posts and the spruce fence gates. They fit quite well and it all looks pretty good, to be honest. But the reason it looks like this is for me, because I'm actually going to go back and use this to build in my actual world. And if you're not already, maybe do subscribe now, because I do a survival world sort of playlist thing. It's going pretty well, and this is where actually this barn is actually going to sit in that world, and it's going to look pretty sick. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. We're coming to an end now, and I've actually put some light sources in behind here, and tell you what, just now I will show you the roof because we are extending quite a bit over 10 minutes. But yeah, that is the full backside done. I hope you have enjoyed, and here is the roof. Little sneak peek there, I've done sort of like a gradient as the greens sort of fade into the oranges with the copper works. But yeah, all in all, I hope you have had a good time. It's taken me a long time to get this out, all about nerves and putting it off and everything. And I've actually gone a bit over the time that I usually do. I'm actually just going to put my Twitch and other social links up on the screen now. On Twitch, I do sort of like behind the scenes stuff on the actual Shadowcraft world. Like the villagers, which I need to get done. But yeah, everything's going good so far, and I will see you in the next one, which will either be a tower or a windmill of the same sort of design, and goodbye.